Hello and welcome. My name is Karen and this is your pain management Pilates. Today we're going to be doing a session that's going to last somewhere between 30 to 40 minutes, okay, depending on how the flow goes. And we're going to be targeting the full body. This is a full body Pilates routine. We are going to go down to the floor. So I'd like you to get yourself comfortable in a space where you have an area that you can use. It doesn't have to be an exercise mat. It can just be your carpet. It can be a towel, somewhere comfortable for you to lie down. Okay, we are going to start off standing up, and we're going to start with the feet a little bit wider than the hips. And I want you to bring your hands to your belly. So both hands onto your belly and just let your shoulders drop down. We're going to start by inhaling into that belly. So big inhale, pressing the belly out, and exhale. Softening the belly underneath the hands. Again, inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. From there, let's drop the hands down to the side. Small bend in the knees. And we're simply going to roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. Good. Just getting a bit of movement here. We've got a bend in the knees. We're here for another 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. From there, I want you to bend the knees slightly and take the arms up into the air. Just look up. Send that eye line up. From here, face the palms forward, and you're simply going to draw a W down towards your waist and press back up. And I want your eye line to come down to the floor as you draw the hands in, or elbows in rather, and lift the eye line as it reaches back up. So if you look at me from the front, I am making a W looking down, and then I'm reaching up, looking up. W looking down, reaching up, looking up. Let's go 3 more. Down and up, and if you look at me from the side, my hands are staying in line with my body. And up, last one, down, take it up, hold it there for a second. 3, 2, 1, opening those arms wide and relaxing down to the sides. Excellent. From there, small bend in the knees. I'm going to lift those arms back up. I'm going to interlace them behind my head. Now, the wider the feet, the more comfy you're going to feel in this position. And you've got that interlace happening, and you want to push your head back into your hands. Head back into your hands, so you've got some activation going into your hands, into your neck. From here, we're going to take it into a big reach over to the left, keeping those knees bent, keeping the head pressed into the hands, and recover. Let's take that over to the other side. Over, head pressed into the hands, and recover. One more time each way. Big reach over, press the head into the hands, and recover. Last one. Over, pressing the head into the hands, and recover and relax. Excellent. Let's find your roll downs. So feet are directly underneath the hips. We're going to put the hands on the thighs, front of the thighs. You're going to inhale here. Exhale, drop the chin and just start to feed those hands down the thighs towards the ankles. So they go across the front of the shin. Maybe they reach the ankles, maybe they don't. You have a soft bend in the knees. From here, push into the heels and start to roll back up. Start to roll back up, dragging the hands along the front of the thighs and arriving at the top. Let's go for that again. Inhale. Exhale, drop the chin and round through the spine, dragging those hands down towards the ankles. Good, they reach the ankles, you're completely relaxed into this position, and then you slowly start to come back up. Good. And there we go. Let's go for one more. This time we're going to stay on the floor. Big inhale. Exhale, dropping the chin, dragging those hands down the front of the thighs, down the front of the shin, down to the ankles. Bring your hands forward, come onto your hands and knees, and we've arrived on the floor. So We're on the hands and knees, trying to make sure you're as comfortable as possible here, okay? Hands are spread out underneath you, and they're about as wide as your chest, as your shoulders, and your knees are underneath you. We're gonna move into some cat-cow. So we're going to inhale here. We're gonna exhale, push the floor away. Rounding the spine, looking into the belly button, tucking the tailbone. Inhale here. Exhale. Reverse that motion, open the chest, stick the tailbone out. It's like you're opening up the sit bones as much as possible. Chest is broad, and just come back to neutral. Inhale. Exhale, push the floor away. Pull the belly button in and up, rounding that spine. Inhale here. Exhale, we're going to start to pull the shoulder blades down. We unwind that position into our extension. Excellent. From there, I just want you to drop the bum onto the heels into a shell stretch. Walk those hands forward in front of you and let your forehead drop to the floor. For 3, 2, and 1. We're coming back up onto all fours. We're going to simply extend our left leg behind us. Toes are tucked. Okay, so the toes are tucked. Energy through that leg. It's going to help me with my stability. My right arm is going to reach forward. It's going to reach up. I'm looking at it the whole time. And then it's going to sweep down. Let's do that again. Reaching forward, reaching up. And looking at it the whole time. One more time. Reaching forward, reaching up. Looking over my shoulder as much as I can. And then coming down. That hand goes down. I'm now going to transfer my weight. So I've got my weight in my hands and my one knee down. I'm going to point these back toes and they're simply going to lift and lower. 2 and lower. Keeping everything else nice and still. 4 and lower. 5 and lower. 6 and lower. 7 and lower. Last one. Hold it up. I'm going to see if I can take a balance. Start by just going onto the fingertips of this hand. If you can, you're going to raise it up to the forehead. So this is opposite hand to leg. I'm taking a little balance here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hand back down. Bring the knee in. Widen it up. Sit the bum onto the heels and enjoy that shell stretch. So what we were doing there was just really working the stability of the shoulders and the pelvis whilst facing gravity, okay? So with that gravitational pull. Let's come back up and let's start that on the other side. So I start in my 4-point position. I'm going to extend my right leg this time behind me. Tuck those toes, make sure it's energized. My opposite arm starts with that big reach forward. My eye line follows as I do a big rotation with that arm and it comes down. Now, not only are we mobilizing the shoulder joints and the thoracic spine here, we're also moving the neck and the face, and we're just exploring that important rotation range. Let's do one more just for luck. All the way up and over. It comes down, the hand goes down. I push through both hands. Point the back toes and I'm lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering that back leg, lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. I'm just trying to balance on these 3 points. Good work. 2 more. 2. Last one, lift up and hold. Now, can we take a balance? I'll first go just onto my fingertips of my left hand. Then if I can, I'm lifting it up to the forehead. I'm here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to bring the hand down, bring the knee down, widen it up, and roll that bum down onto my heels. Deep breaths here. Excellent work. From there, I'm going to come up and we're going to transfer onto a seated position. Now, if it's uncomfortable on the floor, feel free to take a seat on the sofa or maybe even on your bed. Sometimes just being a little bit elevated really helps. We just want to get a bit of movement into the hips. So I'm sitting as comfortably as I can with my hands behind my back, and I'm kind of leaning backwards into my hands, and I'm widening those feet as wide as possible at this point. And then I'm going to drop both knees down to the right hand side. Okay, pause that for a second, and then bring them over and around, and both knees over to the left. Now what's happening here is one leg is going into external rotation while the other one goes into internal rotation. Both movements are really important for healthy hips. Let's take it over to the other side. I want you to start to notice, does one side feel different? Okay, so when you're going to one side, do both legs feel easier? Do they feel harder? Does everything feel exactly the same? Whatever you're experiencing, I just want you to take notes of it. Okay, just start to drop into your body and understand that some movements are going to be different. All right, one more time each side. Let's take it over to the right. Trying to kind of get that inside knee and that outside knee down. Okay, and over to the other side. Both knees coming down, 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 down. And relax. Fantastic. From there, you're going to be sitting up. And we are going to very carefully bring ourselves down onto the floor, onto our backs. Okay, so just take a second to lie down on your back. And let's think back to the beginning of the class, and let's place the hands on the belly. We're going to go through some belly breathing. Okay, so we are going to inhale, expand that belly. Exhale, drop it down. All you're thinking of right now is inhale, lift the belly up. Inflate the trunk, and exhale, let that air out. 2 more big breaths. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Excellent. Now, just connect to this really relaxed feeling that you're feeling after those big breaths, okay? Hopefully you're feeling super calm, super heavy into the floor. That's what I want you to feel. I want you to feel grounded and rooted into that floor. Just kind of move the head side to side, feel what it feels like for the base of that skull to be touching the floor. Then just drop the shoulders down away from the ears a little bit and become aware of the rib cage pushing into the floor. And then you can kind of give the pelvis a bit of a wiggle and become aware of the tailbone that is anchored onto the floor. Okay, so just becoming aware of those bits. We're then going to lift the arms up. I'm going to interlace my hands behind my head. So now my head is just as relaxed as it was, except it's pushing into my head, okay? So from here, I'm now going to lift one leg at a time into what we call a tabletop position. Now, I don't mind if your tabletop position is more relaxed. If it's more relaxed, it's going to have less strain on the front of the leg. So sometimes this is better for us. If you're up here with the shape and you start to feel a lot of tension here into the thighs, I want you to rather just relax your feet, okay? From there, without really moving anything or thinking too much about it, we're going to start to tap one foot down to the floor at a time. Now, once you've started that tapping, I want you to think back to that deep breathing we were doing. Let's inhale. And exhale. Dropping the belly button down as you exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Dropping that belly button down. Hopefully, through this focused breathing and movement of the legs, you're starting to feel a little bit more connected to your abdominals. Let's do 2 more big breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Pause the legs in the air and relax them down one by one. Very good work. From there, what I'm going to ask you to do is bring one leg at a time into the chest. You've got one hand on either knee, and you're literally just circling those femurs. So circling those knees, and that's going to make little circles in the hips, okay? And that is going to leave you feeling a little bit more released through the hip joint for another 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, let's put one foot down to the floor at a time. Now we're going to visit your bridge position. So I want you to ensure that your feet are directly underneath your pelvis, and I want you to start to just push your feet down into the floor. So imagine if I had paint on the bottom of your foot, the sole of your foot, and I wanted you to make a footprint. Okay, I want a lovely, even, pushed down footprint. My arms are going to come down to my sides for a little bit of support. Again, I'm just going to wiggle those shoulders down away from the ears. Come back to that lovely belly breath. Let's breathe in. As we exhale, I'm going to drop that belly down. As I do that, push into the feet, tuck the tailbone underneath you, and roll those hips up into a bridge position. Holding it here for a second. Inhale here. Exhale, dropping the belly button and allowing the body to just slowly but surely come down. Oh my goodness, hamstring cramp, hilarious. Okay, so that can happen. Shouldn't be happening to me, but it does. It happens to everyone. So let's get going with the next one. Think about pushing those feet down into the floor. Big belly breath. Exhale, drop the belly button. Curl the tailbone, push the feet down into the floor and lift those hips. Pressure down through the feet so that you can feel the backs of the legs. Good, holding it here for 3, 2, 1, and slowly coming back down. Reminding yourself to relax completely when you get to the bottom. We're going to do that 2 more times. We're doing this slow and focused because a bridge can really be misunderstood. A bridge can become just a thrusting of the pelvis up and down, and that's really not that useful when we're trying to protect the spine and secure the pelvis. So we start from the feet again. Push the feet down into the floor. Already you should start to feel a little bit of lighting up in the backs of the legs. Inhale. Exhale, drop the belly button, push the feet down into the floor, tuck the tailbone and roll those hips up. Now, how high can you lift the hips whilst keeping the rib cage down? Hold. Squeeze those feet down into the floor for 4, 3, 2, 1, and start to roll it down nice and slowly, staying connected to the movement and relaxing completely at the bottom. 1 more time. Here we go. Pressure down into the feet. Big belly breath. Exhale, drop the belly button. Push into the feet. Start to curl the pelvis. Rolling yourself up and hold. Pressure down through the feet. Thighs are parallel with each other. Belly button is pulling in towards the spine. You're holding it here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, and you are rolling it down with control until you relax completely. Excellent work. 1 knee at a time into the chest, and this time we're going to go for our circles, but in the other direction, okay? So trying to remember which direction you went in the first time round. It's probably your most natural direction, so just reverse that. For 3, for 2, for 1. Excellent work. Okay, from here, I'm going to hold on the back of my thighs and I'm going to just do a little roll up, okay? So just use a little bit of momentum there to get me rolled up. Now, there are 2 variations for this. Actually, there's a few variations. So, I am going to be sitting with my legs out in front of me, just as wide as the mat. Now, my legs don't have to be straight, but I do have to be able to be on my sit bones, okay? So I like to really just move the gluteal tissue out the way so that I can feel my sit bones, not my tailbone, my sit bones, which is on either side, planted onto the floor. Now, if this position is not possible for you, no problem. Here are your options. Number 1, you can cross the legs. If you feel better with crossed legs, fantastic. Number 2 is elevate the bum. So either go and sit on a chair, on the couch, on your bed, stack a few cushions, something that allows you to sit. Now, if you're on a chair, your feet are just wide and planted, okay? The idea here is the nice straight spine. Okay, let's reach those arms forward. My feet and legs are totally relaxed. I'm just sitting up tall. I'm gonna inhale. I'm gonna exhale. I'm gonna reach forward. Reaching forward just as much as I can. If you're on a chair, you're just reaching forward. Now in this moment, you're gonna reach down to the floor as much as possible and hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. You're gonna reach those arms back up and then recover to tall seated. Okay, while we're in tall seated, let's just lift up for a second. Looking up, opening that throat and chest. And remember this one where you just pull the elbows down and we come back to the beginning. Let's try that again. Arms are straight forward, big inhale. Exhale, send the fingertips forward. Lean that body over the thighs. Pause for a second. When you're ready, dropping down to touch the floor. Hold. Breathe. Try and relax into this. Lifting back up. So now we're back in control of the spine. We go all the way up to look at the ceiling. Palms are facing each other. We flip the palms to face forward. We pull the elbows down, the eye line drops, and we relax the hands onto the thighs. We are going to do that one more time. Hopefully you feel that every time you do it, you're getting a little bit more out of the movement. So those arms are forward, big inhale. Exhale, reach it forward, reach it forward, reach it forward. Can you go even further forward than you have done on the previous 2? Holding it there. I'm now going to drop those hands down to the floor and hopefully they've gone just a little bit further forward. Even a millimeter is progress. Even the same position but feeling more comfortable is progress. For 3, 2, as I lift up, I reach even further forward. I then come up to reach up to the ceiling, eye line up to the ceiling. As I turn those palms to face forward, I actually reach even further up to elongate that spine as the elbows come down and the palms find my thighs. Excellent work. Relax. Good. So lovely active hinge stretching there to get into and around the lower back and pelvis. Fantastic. Now, if you are seated on a bed or on a chair, I'm going to encourage you to come down to the floor for this next one. We're going to explore our roll backs. So the feet are flat, and to start off with, I'm going to have my hands just hooked underneath my knees for a bit of support. I'm using my hands to pull me into as upright a position as possible. I'm going to inhale here. I'm going to exhale. It's like someone punched me in the belly button. I'm rounding my spine away from that. I'm rolling off my sit bones, pausing for a second, and then I'm bringing myself all the way back up. So this is about learning to roll off our pelvis. So up here, I'm on my sit bones. As I exhale, it's like someone's punching me in the belly, and it makes me tuck my tailbone underneath me and roll backwards, curving the spine, and then coming up. Now, if this is feeling comfy, we're going to release those hands. We're going to inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, keep reaching those hands forward, and now I'm going to go a little bit further, but my feet stay down, my feet stay down. I pause when I feel like I can't control my feet anymore, and I reach back up to the beginning. Let's go again. Inhale. Exhale, rocking off my sit bones, rolling it down, 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 until I can feel my feet wanting to lift, and then coming all the way back up. Excellent. On this next one, you can either repeat what we've just done, which is your half range, or you can follow me. We're going to go into full range. Okay, inhale. Exhale, we start exactly the same. Tucking the tailbone like you're being punched in the gut. Rolling back, rolling back, rolling back. You just keep it going with the same level of control and care. You let that head land arms reach behind your head. You're going to swoop round to the side. Inhale. Exhale, send those fingertips forward over the knees, look over the knees and curl that spine all the way up into a tall seated position. Now, if that didn't happen quite as smoothly, don't worry about it. If there's a little bit of momentum at the moment, that's okay. If you're not comfortable going all the way down, just stay in that half range. We've got one more, and whatever range you choose. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, rolling it down. Fighting for the control. What helps me stay controlled is reaching my fingertips forward, reaching them forward, reaching them forward, reaching them forward, reaching them forward. Then I'm going to relax. My head comes down to the floor. My arms go out and wide. Inhale. Exhale, tuck my chin, look over my knees, reach over my knees, push over my knees. Go, 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 go until I'm at the top and relax. Good. Very, very good work. Okay, from there, we're going to swing those knees around. And we are going to come back onto all fours. And we're going to venture into a little bit of weight bearing. Now, if the weight bearing is really hard on the wrists, I'm going to recommend that you go down onto your elbows. And if your elbows feel a little bit far away, this is where you can use a chair or the couch or the bed. And you just have your elbows elevated, okay? Otherwise, you're following me and you're on your hands. So, hands come down to the floor. Knees are as wide as the hips. Hands are as wide as the shoulders. I've got a straight spine. I'm just going to do a good old belly breath. This is what we've been doing the whole class. So I'm going to let my belly relax. And exhale, just pull it in. Let my belly relax. And exhale, pull it in. One more time. Belly relax. Exhale, pull it in. I'm going to hold onto that feeling. Tuck the toes and lift the knees. Just 2 inches off the floor for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees, untuck the toes, sit the bum back into a shell stretch for 3, 2, and 1. Coming forward, as I come forward, I'm going to do a nice little roll through the upper back. And then arrive back into my straight spine position. One belly breath, and as I do my exhale, I'm going to lift my knees. So big inhale, belly pushes out. Exhale, lift the knees off the floor, holding it there for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees come down, untuck the toes, sit it back. Into that gorgeous shell stretch for 3, for 2, and for 1. Fantastic work. Coming back onto your hands and knees, you're going to simply tuck the toes, walk the hands back towards the feet so that you can come up into your ragdoll position. Now, when you're in your ragdoll position, just hang out here for a little bit. If you have any blood pressure complications, please take it easy going from the floor to standing up, okay? Take your time. You're going to use your hands to just walk you back up into a tall standing position. Give yourself a second. Okay, give yourself a second. Fantastic. Alrighty. Now, from there, we are just going to do some standing hip moves. So, you are more than welcome to situate yourself next to something that you can hold on to, or you can try and do this freestanding. That is up to you. I'm standing on my right leg and I'm nice and secure on my right leg. That might mean I have a slight turn up, might mean I'm totally parallel. That's up to you. My left leg, my knee is going to come up into my chest. I'm then going to open it as much as I can and then bring it down. Okay, swooping it up in front of me, open it and press it down. Up in front of me, open it and press it down. One more. Up in front of me, open it and press it down. So I'm going to do the same on the other side. So taking a nice firm stance on my left leg, right knee comes in, out, and down. In, out, and down. In, out, and down. Last one. In, out, and down. Excellent. Just shaking that out a little bit, and we're going to end with some hinges. So, a little bit wider than the hips, small bend in both the knees, hands interlaced behind the head. From here, I'm going to send the bum back, keeping the knees bent into that hinge position from the hips, push down through the feet to come back up. Now, as you're doing this, you are hinging from the hip joint, which means there will be a bend at the knees, but it means my spine will be straight. I'm opening up my pelvic floor. It's like I'm splitting my sit bones to get the stretch into the hamstrings, over the pelvis, and then I'm coming up. Now, if it feels too intense with the hands behind the head, I'm going to recommend that you go one hand on your chest, one hand on your back, okay? Push into your back hand. Let your hand on your chest prevent you from collapsing. Hand on your chest holds you up, and then stand. Just one more for me. Take those hips back. Find that back stretch. Good. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming all the way up. Excellent work. Okay. So let's just bring that to a standing position. Feet directly underneath the hips, giving them a bit of a wiggle. You want soft knees here. I don't want you to see you locked out in the knees at all. I want you to just bring awareness to your lower abdominals. You're going to take your right hand and place it on top of your left hand. You're then going to bring that up above the head. Really lengthen up. Reach over towards the left hand side for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming all the way up. Change the hand position. So you simply swap them over, reaching up, taking it over, over, over for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming up into the center. As the hands break apart, lift the eye line. Palms are forward. Revisit that W that happens, but this time let it land with the elbows into the waist. Chest open, palms up. Big inhale here. Exhale, flip the palms down, push the air away. And relax. Fantastic work. Thank you so much for moving with me through this 30-minute full body pain management Pilates. I hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to drop a comment, let me know, and reach out if there is anything specific that you are looking for pain management wise. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.